Welcome everybody to another video. This is just going to be a mixed video of all sorts of little nonsense again. I like doing that. First, I want to say that for the people that subscribe to my channel or come onto my channel, that you must sift through the videos and to get to what you want. If you are one of the wild guinea fowl lovers, you don't have to watch every single video that I post on my channel. I think I post enough wild guinea fowl videos for you guys to watch. So if you come onto my channel, then you can only watch the wild guinea fowl videos. The videos that I talk about myself and about my past, for those who like to get to know me a little bit better, then those are the videos that you can come and watch. You don't have to watch the bird videos if that is not what you are interested in. Then there are certain videos which I try to focus on narcissistic parents, being a child brought up in a house where there was a narcissistic parent, mother in this case, and what effects, lasting effects, it actually has on a person and how it affects your whole life into adulthood. Being part of a dysfunctional family, then you can come onto my channel and you can only watch that if there's some benefit that you can take from those videos. And then there's just videos where I talk a lot of nonsense. My hoarding videos where I go basically through my cupboards and tell stories, whichever memories that evokes. And then there's my gardening videos. And unfortunately, I can't be a channel just on a specific topic because this is really my life. My life is my garden, my house, cooking, which there hasn't happened much in this year, but as I feel better, I'm sure that will come back. I do have plans to do some cooking at least once a week to make a recipe out of the abundance of plant-based cookbooks I bought and never made one recipe out of those. Then my animals. Um, I've got the chickens. If your flavor is chicken, then you can come onto the videos that are chicken. I think that I do at least label my videos very clearly so that you can see that's a guinea fowl video. Pardon me. That is a Sunnet talking nonsense video. That is a more serious video about my health issues because that's part of my life. I must live with all the scares of my health issues I struggle with. Uh, some other people that might suffer from chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia might uh, find some benefit in watching those videos. So what I'm saying is I'm not just a one topic channel. If you are looking for a one topic channel, then this is not going to be the channel for you. And I say again, I think I label my videos very well that you can sort through it and only watch those videos that you think that piques your interest and not then have to watch through the other stuff that you don't really like. So that is the one thing that I wanted to come on and say. The other thing is that I think this little mic is making my voice sound very croaky and frog-like. But I do think I don't have to shout, and it does make it a little bit clearer. I never completed the story of the little mic, which I paid 650 Rand for at the shop. And when I had trouble with the previous mic, I think when they exchanged the mic, that this was a much cheaper mic than the other one because this one can't charge. It actually works off the battery of the phone. and so I didn't get any refund as far as the difference is concerned in price. And when I googled how to work the mic, because I thought maybe I'm stupid and I did not know how to work the mic properly, I keep on forgetting. I come and sit in front of the ring light and then I forget to switch the thing on. I don't really know what is the purpose of the ring light, because this ring light casts shadows. It's not supposed to cast shadows or whatever. But in any case, I'm not going to redo the beginning of the video just because I forgot to put the ring light on. um, Back to the mic, and I thought, well, can I be so stupid that I don't know how to work this mic, because he was saying something about a setting. And then I googled, and then I saw that the same mic I could have bought at Take a Lot for 348 rand, and he charged me 650 rand for it. I said to him, that is a bit of a rip-off. That is an outrageous profit markup, and you really shouldn't do that to your customers. But in any case, so I do think that this little cheaper mic is working a little bit better, but I do think I have got a very croaky sounding voice, which I hope my voice doesn't really sound like that. um, but yes, that's the story of the mic. I am back in my old place. When we have load shedding, I've got one plug that works on my property, and that's a plug in my pack room, which all the packaging and stuff is stored in. And I then went and I sat there to do one of the videos. So the background and the surroundings wasn't the most pleasing, but otherwise I sit and twiddle my fingers for 2.5 hours, and I wasn't prepared to do that. I wanted to get the work done. Other feedback that I wanted to give was that I really, really have been feeling very, 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 very good for 3 days in a row now. This is my third day where I actually am feeling not bad at all. I actually said to somebody that I think that this is what normal people feel like every day. I actually feel like a normal person. um, yeah, so that is a big plus for me. And with that, the desire and the urge to start doing things is coming back, which is also nice for me, because I thought to myself the other day, why is it that nothing has been going on here, in the house and in the garden for this whole year? I've got painting jobs which are now just lying there. My kitchen door, I've prepared it for a paint, but I never got to the painting. I've got the French furniture which needs to be renovated. I've started the renovation, but I abandoned it. And there's quite a few projects which I just left hanging. And also my business, the cooking didn't uh, do. I hardly did any cooking this year for other people. I clearly forgot that I actually had a pathetic year of being ill and actually feeling so bad that I couldn't actually do any work because I was depleted of all energy. And with these last 3 days that I am actually starting to feel so good, I am very hopeful that soon I will be busy tackling all my projects. There's some door frames and doors which I must finish painting, some banged corners of the wall inside the house, which are fixed with polyfiller, which needs to be finished. I've got a lot of unfinished jobs. Oh, why is my coccyx now so sore? I've got a lot of unfinished little projects in the house which I will tackle, and I will do that. I think then first thing next year. Um, I will make that a New Year's resolution. I'm not really one for New Year's resolutions, but I'm looking forward to it because that is um, it's just been lying here half done and irritating the heebie-jeebies out of me. So yes, I will be looking forward to doing that. Then are the little kids that I must rescue when it's dark and the parents just moved on and left them behind. Then I bring them inside and then I keep them overnight, and then tomorrow morning early I will put them with the rest of the brood again. Some time ago, my shower door hooked out, and I got people in to come and fix it for me. And they phoned and phoned and phoned around for the spider wheel shower door runners, which this specific shower doors run on. And nowhere in Port Elizabeth could they find the spider shower door wheel runners. So they put two of the old ones back in, but it made the door very wonky. So I didn't really use my shower that often because I was too scared to really slide that side. It's a corner shower door. To slide the one part of the door so that you can get in and out comfortably. And then with the little kids, I put them in the shower so that if the cat by accident slipped into the bathroom, that they still wouldn't be able to get to the little kids before I am aware of the fact that there's a problem. And so the kids were now running around in the shower, and then I had to catch them and put them in the blanket under the feather duster, because I put a feather duster over them, and I think it's their mother. And I hooked this door out. I bumped I bumped it by accident and I hooked it out.
Well, this is what happened last night with the guinea fowl kids. I keep them in the shower so that if the cats by accidentally come in here, that I will be able to get here before they get to the kids. And this door hooked out of the rail once before, and they couldn't get these. Where did I put that? They couldn't get this in the shop. These spider runners for the shower, and I bought this some time ago because I saw it and I thought, let me buy it just in case. But I do see that they are available at Builders Warehouse. Now I see, I'm glad actually that it happened because this was irritating me because it was so dirty. And they couldn't find it, so they put the old ones back in, but you will see that they're broken there. Can you see there on the corner? So it never actually really, where's the other one? There. So it never really ran smoothly on the track. So I very seldom use the shower, and I always only use this door. But I managed to hook that one out now. I'm waiting for McDee to come just to clean it because I can't stand the dirt. No, I'm so careful to not break it. Here I think something must be able to hook out here at the top, but I'm not going to try and do that. So this one is also not right. This one is also in a bad state. Look at it. And it's it's completely stuck there. So you must actually, oh, terrible. So you must be able to take this section off. Oh, this is when I hate being woman alone. I'm telling you, I just hate being woman alone. I'm not going to get those runners in there. And that one must come out, but I'm too flippin' weak. to take it out. I suppose it must take, it must work the same way as that one. It sounds like this. It should actually just pull this way. This should, this should pull out this way. I can see that it should pull out this way. So maybe if I put a screwdriver in there, I will be able to get that out. But then I still have the problem. I still have the problem of getting that in. Eish. Now why did those ones? Okay, I see. Okay, I will be able to do it with little screwdrivers, but I don't know how I'm going to get it back in. But I'm going to try my hardest.
But some time ago, I was standing in Builder's Warehouse and I don't know what I was browsing for, and I saw these spider wheels, these this shower door sliding spider wheels, and I thought to myself, gee whiz, look what's here, and I bought a packet. So I'm actually going to, if I go to the shop again, I will replenish my stock on the spider wheel sliders for the shower door, just in case. And oh, I had a struggle to get that door out and to get that little wheels out and to undo the corner stoppers at the top and at the bottom. Otherwise, you will never get the door in or out. And I thought to myself, it's times like this that I actually, and I hate to say the words, but that I hate being alone, because there's certain things that I can't help myself with. And then my level of frustration becomes so high that it's very difficult for me to stay calm. I actually managed to loosen the stoppers, and I got the door out all by myself, and I got the little wheels out before McDavid arrived.
Okay, people, I now managed to loosen that, but sure, it's dirty. I'm just going to clean it first. So I can actually now get the wheels in. Where, how can you now see? I will be able to get the wheels in there. There. I'm not going to take this one off as well. I am actually sorry, I don't have more wheels to take that one off as well. But I'm not going to struggle with that all by myself. Oh, okay, there needs to be a lot of cleaning. I think I might just get this right. Let me just see if I can get that wheel out there at the top.
We cleaned everything nicely, and then we decided that we're going to slide the other door out as well and replace those little runners as well, and gave it a good clean. So now all the rubbers and everything are spotless. There's no black algae or nothing. It looks like a brand new shower. But I couldn't vlog it. While I was standing on the ladder, really, sometimes words come out of my mouth that shouldn't if I, if I fight. If I fight with things like that, and I just think, Asunita, how can you be so flippin' helpless? You know, well, if a man can do it, you can do it too. You're not that stupid. But I do find that with age, that some of my strength has already left my body. So I've got a few shots of the shower and how I managed to fix the shower by myself, and I was extremely proud of myself after the job was done successfully, because I really thought that I wasn't going to be able to do it. So I was very happy with myself. Um, But there are times that I find it frustrating not having a man around to help me to do certain things. Not that I think that that's the only purpose of a man in a person's life. If you think differently about relationships than I do, but um, yesterday I felt that I needed a man in my life. I must admit, in my younger days, I'm not talking about quite a few years ago. Um, when I was still running every day, I used to run everywhere and uh, went to the gym twice a day. I was really very very active. I was quite strong, and Bulalani came to work with me. Now we all know that Bulalani worked for me for 17 years. He came to me out of the bush. Our Kazas go to the bush for a, a ritual to become a man from a boy to a man. Then they must go to the bush for a certain period of time, and then they paint their face. And Bulalani came to me with a painted face. I will never ever forget it. It was a khaki corduroy jacket that he had on, and pants which was far too short. It was quite a little bit higher up on his legs than Michael Jackson's pants were. Now, Michael Jackson wore his pants like that for a reason, so that you could see his feet when he did his fantastic dance moves and his socks and whatever. But now Bulalani didn't have that excuse. So I will never, ever, ever, ever forget that. That was Bulalani's first day. And Bulalani worked for me for 17 years. A tiny little boy, and he could eat for that little tiny body, and he did not pick up any weight. I always said that he should have been a jockey. He would have been the perfect jockey because he had the frame, the build. Oh, he was tiny. And then when we work in the garden, and there was like rocks and stuff to move, or a plant that was difficult to pull out, and he would struggle, I would often say to him, "Bulalani, stand aside," and then I will take it over and I will do the work. I will pick up the rock, or I will move that heavy thing, or I will pull out that plant, which he couldn't do, and then I would tease him about it. And David has now been with me for 2.5 years. Bulalani was stabbed to death during the COVID lockdown. It broke my heart. I actually at first thought that when his aunt phoned me that she wasn't telling the truth. Um, I really, really miss Bulalani dearly. I remember I told my hairdresser I went up to her to say hi this week. It was earlier this week, and she told me that she had a frog in her room the previous night. And she's scared of frogs. And I said to her, that's the one thing I'm not scared of. My workers know that on this property they don't kill anything. You don't kill a frog, you don't kill a lizard, you don't kill a chameleon because they're scared of all those things. Here on this property, you don't kill anything. So they will always call me when they discover a frog because the frogs hibernate. So often they will be under a pot plant that you move, or under a rock. They would have burrowed underneath there, one or two, sometimes three together. And then they will come and call me because they're scared of it. I will never forget. It was such a stupid thing to do because I was already a grown woman. Bulalani and myself was working in the garden, and we came across some frogs. Like David is just as scared of a frog. And Bulalani was, oh madam. And I picked the frog up. So now I'm holding the frog underneath his two front legs. And then they hang, so they look very long. The legs just hang. The frog basically just so you've got the head and the two front legs here at the top, and then the frog hang. And I just pull along around with that frog in this garden. that little boy was running away from me and he was screaming at the top of his voice. What a crazy thing for me to do, but that was quite funny. Yeah. So McDavid doesn't like the frogs either. He would call me if we discover frogs in the garden. So that is how I know that my strength is has actually diminished because I can't move things anymore. I can't move big rocks like I used to. I often must call McDavid to come and pull something out because I cannot get it out of the ground. The other thing that I can't do is I can't open jars like I used to. I used to have the strength in my wrists and in my hands to open jars that was very tight, or even bottles. I actually struggle to open bottles and bottles and jars. So that's how I know that I am definitely getting older because your strength is leaving you very quietly and very slowly. So you don't always realize it until one day you try to do something and then all of a sudden you find out that you can't do it anymore. But why? I always used to be able to do it. What's wrong with me now? And I was somebody that did everything. I did everything myself. There wasn't a thing that I couldn't do. The only thing I don't like working with is electricity. I know nothing about electricity, so I must get people in to help me with electricity. And also, if there's something big wrong with plumbing, then I can't help myself. Then I must get somebody in to help me, like the toilet. I did try and fix my toilet not so long ago, but then it needed a whole new system on the inside and I couldn't replace that. So I had to get somebody in to do that. So the older you get, the more you actually need to get outside people in to come and do things for you because you can't do it anymore, which is very frustrating, especially if you used to be somebody uh, that liked to do everything yourself and that could do everything. And now, pardon, and now all of a sudden I'm in the position where I can't help myself anymore. Very frustrating. But in any case, I said that I used to run everywhere. I actually used to run up to about a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago, I decided that I wasn't going to run anymore. COVID lockdown actually was instrumental in that. Um, I still carried on doing a little bit of exercise in my garage, and then I stopped that. I can't remember what the reason was why I stopped that. And when lockdown was lifted altogether, I never really got the inclination back to start running again. I did walk with my dogs, but if you go and look at the walkies video I did, where I actually vlogged the that is the normal route I would walk with my dogs if I do walk. Um, it is quite disastrous to walk with them. Not with Bella and Stoffel. They walk very nicely, but Prada just pulls the heck out of a person until she has tired sufficiently that she would calm down, and then the walk is almost over. The thing is, they make me trip and they make me fall. The last fall I had was a bad fall. I think I did put one or two photos on that video of my last fall because it was on the tarmac. It was in the street. It was a bad fall, and it was so bad that I wanted to faint. I actually was lying in the other park, just up the road. Um, there's another open area. There's quite a few open areas in this area where I stay, which is actually very nice. And I also have a very active neighborhood. The people are walking a lot and they're walking their dogs a lot, which is also nice, provided that they keep their dogs on their lead. Because a lot of people think that this park is big enough to take their dogs off the lead, which I find upsetting because there's now the little chicks are there and we've got quite an extensive bird life. And not only that, if you go and walk with your dog or you go and run with your dog, then there is not, it's nothing for a dog to run that distance to attack your dog. And I have been attacked by people's dogs in my lifetime of running quite a few times. And I was lying in the park and I just wanted to faint because it was very sore. And the people actually came out of their house because their dogs barked at my dogs because I was holding on to my dogs for dear life. And they asked me, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, I'm not okay." And they just went back into the house and they left me lying there on the grass in the park. So I had to lie there till I stopped sweating and just composed myself, just felt a little bit better or strong enough that I could get myself down the road back into my property, which wasn't far. But if you want to faint and you just had a bad fall, it is far. With 3 or 4 dogs. I think I had 4 dogs at that point in time, 4 or 5 dogs. I think Angel was also still alive. I think it was Angel and Rocco. But I don't think I didn't have Prada and Stoffel. It was Angel, Rocco, Nikki, and Bella. But in any case, um, so I am a bit weary because it goes rough, and the older you get, the longer it takes to come right after you have injured yourself. And also, I find the more painful it is when you injure yourself. My pain levels are much lower than it used to be. So I don't really want to risk falling or hurting myself. So yeah, walking is not such a pleasant recreational activity for me with my dogs as it should be. But I used to run everywhere, and with COVID, I just stopped. And like I said, now where I should actually walk, I don't because the dogs make it very difficult for me. But I do. I've made a point of now walk walk to the shop. The shops is about a kilometer from my house, maybe a little bit more, like 1.2 k. So I will go to the shop and come back if I do not have too many things that I must buy. Then I will do that as a walk because I find that the walking does make me feel a lot better. I used to run everywhere. So what I used to do is, say for instance, we were going to have breakfast with my parents at a specific restaurant. We like to go to the coffee shops for breakfast or brunch or lunch. Then I will ask somebody to give me 30 minutes. I'm going to, and I will tell them which route I'm going to run, and then they must give me 30 minutes to leave my house or 45 minutes to leave my house, depending where the place was. Then I will run there, and I would always run to make sure that I arrive there before they get into the car and drive there because I didn't want it to be picked up next to the road. I want the exercise and to finish the run. And but it was just nice for me to know that if something does go wrong next to the road or whatever, that I know that somebody was going to come by and that somebody will find me. And I've done that my whole life. So I was never really dressed up nicely or smell nice and fresh when I did go out for lunch or breakfast because I was always in just after a run. I always finished my run. So I was in my running clothes and sweaty and whatever. But I always say that people don't really look at what other people look like. We think they do, but very seldom people really look at what you look like. If you must ask me what somebody wore that stand in front of me in Pick and Pay at the queue to pay, I wouldn't be able to tell you because people don't really take notice. um, so when I say I used to run everywhere, I really used to run everywhere. But now that I've stopped, I have cut my pain that I have with about 80%. And they always say with fibromyalgia and ME that you should uh, try to maintain a moderate exercising program. Maybe my exercise program was a little bit more intense than moderate, but not so intense. It wasn't like uh, full on exercising to be an Olympic athlete or to win the next half marathon. No, 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 not at all. But maybe you wouldn't be able to describe it completely as moderate exercise. But with me not exercising at all anymore and just do a little bit of walking every now and again, I don't have I don't have half as much pain as I used to. Not half as much pain as I used to. I think I did myself a disservice and not really any favors. But I liked the running. It was in my blood. It was just something that I liked doing. And sometimes I miss it. I really do. If it's a nice evening, I miss. But then that's the other thing. You could run in the night time or early in the morning when it was still dark because South Africa was still safe. Now you can't dare to go actually and do a run, woman alone, in the dark. That would be just a foolish thing to do. So I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit of nonsense. And yes, I want to say thank you for joining me for another video, and I hope to see you soon again. And you must keep well and look after yourself.